Mr. Beast was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which makes me want to see it even more because I love Mr. Beast.
Stop recording.
Mr. Beast is my senpai. I want to make out with Mr. Beast.
Oh my god!
Cut the recording. That's not going on
Cut
YouTube.
it now.
That's not going on YouTube.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Cut that.
Sorry for being a weirdo, but
No, I'm adding that to recording. I'm adding that. I honestly don't care.
Death Battle Skibbity Toilet.
Okay, I'm bad. Hey guys, it's Boxy here with Staple Maple and Limit, and we're gonna be watching Guts vs. Dimitri. And yeah, I am aware. Yeah, even though I'm really sad Guts is not playing against Claire, and that's one of my most one of all time, but I'll admit Dimitri is a really good matchup for Guts, and honestly, Guts is pretty overdue for a run back, and Farmham is pretty overdue for a being on the show, and I'm glad that we're getting the best boy of Farmham Playhouses as a debut. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, just just be glad that it's not some person with purple hair and a giant sword.
Even blue.
Yep.
Blue hair.
Box made sure to apologize to me that it wasn't Guts versus Sneeko.
yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
he came into my DMs and he said, "Oh, Brent, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll make sure it happens next time."
I didn't say that.
I said all is forgiven.
But yeah, also, I forgot to mention that I freaking love Berserk. So there's that.
I started reading Berserk like on last Friday, and I've only finished chapter 1, so I pretty much have to catch up.
Yeah.
I was thinking about reading it, but I've heard a little bit about it and a few scenes in particular in the comics, and I thought it's probably not for me. Other than what Griffith did to Guts that one time.
He ate his girlfriend.
I have a screenshot of like a really weird looking horse from it.
I don't want to get spoiled for for Berserk, but I'm gonna be getting myself spoiled for Berserk right now, so I'll make an exception.
All right, well, let's just skip this over.
I'll look at it later because I don't want to get age restricted.
I made sure to crop it. I made sure to crop everything out except for the horse's face.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yum. That guy.
Oh god.
What do you mean, yum?
I don't know. Let's start.
I know that name, actually.
Yeah.
Guts, the brutal black swordsman of Berserk, and Dimitri, the savage savior king from Fire Emblem.
Can you pause really quick? There's a screen on my screen. Like there's two screens. One that's like your normal screen, and another one that's smaller on my right. I might have to leave. I might have to leave really quick.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be fine for starting.
All right. I just had to leave the. I just had to leave the screen recording, and now we can continue now. You can continue now.
I was gonna tell Boxy to send something in the chat and then delete it as soon as he came back, but never mind.
Yeah. All right. You can continue.
Boxy, send that big knee fetish art that you showed me yesterday.
I did not show you anything, you weirdo.
Yeah, you did. It was somebody from Five Nights at Freddy's, but with big kneecaps.
I'm not showing you. I'm not.
You did, dude. I swear you did.
Okay. Listen here, man. If you're gonna falsely accuse me, I recommend getting out. All right, man.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't even say nothing. I've been muted this whole time.
We'll just
You
start
know,
already.
you're just accusing me. You're making me look bad on Broken Limit's YouTube channel now.
Oh my
You
god.
goddamn hypocrite.
Man, I really thought I never expected you to do that to me, man. That's crazy.
I did not do anything.
You backstabbed me. You backstabbed me.
Guys, can we just watch this? Can we just watch this before I go
I feel
insane?
heartbroken.
Black
Real
Swordsman of
heartbroken.
Berserk,
That's,
and Dimitri, the savage savior king from Fire Emblem. Vengeance is an
Hey, look,
effortless
Incredibles.
force that can turn anyone
Titan
into
versus
broken,
Syndrome 1.
traumatized. Unstoppable one.
So we have to start with Reverse Megamind first, and then do that a
And
couple
it's our
years
job to
later.
analyze their weapons,
Uh-huh.
armor, and skills to find out who would
A
win
day,
a death
yeah,
battle.
2 days ago, my friends and I were talking about like a Fire Emblem matchup, and it was like a Fire Emblem versus a Pokemon matchup. I forgot who versus who it was, but I said
Lucina
how funny
versus-
would. Say it again.
It's Lucina versus Grovyle, and not just like Grovyle, but rather Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Grovyle.
Yeah, me and my
But that matchup
friends.
is fun.
Yeah, my friends and I talked about it a little bit, and we also talked about how Death Battle referenced it a few times, and we both laughed and said, "What happens?" I recorded some of our conversation to it, and I'm using that as like my if it ever happens.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
But honestly, I prefer Lucina. I prefer Lucina against Siri from The Witcher.
All
To
right,
be frank.
let's continue.
In the realm of Midland, life really sucks all around. Demons run rampant, villages get
Also, guys,
pillaged,
warning
and the
Berserk
helpless Elfberry
is
has become
definitely
target
not
practice
something
versus
Christian
thugs. Batter
at
up.
all.
Until walking into the
They
tournament
say
comes
very
a
bad
stranger
words.
clad in black, cleaving
Uh-huh.
through
More
anyone
than
in his
that.
way with one humongous sword.
My
Well,
mother
that
saw me
weapon is
reading it
too
and she
big
beat
to
me
be
with the
called a
cane.
sword, too massive and thick, more like a slab of raw iron that no normal man could wield. Except for the man with a simple but fitting name, Guts. But what is it that makes Guts so terrifying? Well, we're about to get into some really, really dark shit.
Yeah, guys, if you want to skip the Dimitri's analysis, skip the Dimitri's analysis, skip the Discord of the video. I don't know what.
Skip absolutely everything
I don't
except
know
for the
what
ending.
anyone. Yeah, like I said, Berserk is definitely not Christian.
Yeah.
Born from his mother's recently hanged corpse, Guts was taken in by a mercenary band led by Gambino, who definitely isn't winning Father of the Year. Gambino put Guts through the ringer, training him with swords way too big for him before putting him into live combat at only 9 years old. Training with such large swords made Guts inhumanly strong, but he needed a different kind of strength to endure the horrendous abuse he suffered from Gambino. So he murdered the bastard in self-defense. He deserved it, trust me. With no home or family to speak of, Guts aimlessly wandered for years as a lone mercenary. Until he caught the eye of the ambitious Griffith. Impressed by Guts' bold battle prowess and blunt honesty, Griffith wanted him. So Guts joined his mercenary group, the Band of the Hawk. Where Guts' gutsy fighting style made him the perfect captain. The dude was hardcore enough to fight 100 enemy soldiers on his own, and even helped end a 100-year-long war, all while earning respect and glory with Griffith and his group. For the first time, Guts found true friends and comrades to rely on. But when Griffith realized he couldn't keep Guts at his side, really, really bad things happened. Upon the eclipse,
Yep.
Griffith summoned a bunch of demons, became a super demon himself, and sacrificed Guts' new friends to the abyss. If that wasn't bad enough, he marked Guts with a demonic brand, then raped his girlfriend Casca, forcing Guts to watch as his eye was split open and he was forced to tear off his own arm.
Like I said for the third time, I don't care if this is getting old. Berserk is not Christian.
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah,
things.
and I'm Muslim and I'm reading it right now, so I'm technically sinning right now. God forgive me, please.
God said
I'm
reading
already going
Berserk
to
is an
hell.
unforgivable sin.
I'm going to hell.
Down to the last.
I'm
actually gonna
already
go to hell.
going to hell mainly because I played a bunch of top tiers in fighting games, and if you play a top tier in fighting games, you're gonna go to hell no matter what.
Yeah, God won't accept you in heaven at that point.
No small task,
Yeah.
even for him. And every big task needs even bigger weapons. Guts' bread and butter is the enormous Dragon Slayer.
Ugh.
6.5 feet long and weighing over
Ugly
300 pounds, Dragon Slayer
Ew,
is
so
absurd.
stinky.
In Guts' hands, it can cleave through plated armor and even demons with skin of corundum, a real-life metal that is harder than steel. And since Guts has made killing demons his favorite pastime, Dragon Slayer was exposed to so much demonic blood that it exists on the astral plane, meaning it can harm any supernatural monster. God, this thing's heavy. Guts also carries a collection of explosives and throwing knives, but I'm partial to his mechanical arm, complete with a wondrous invention of a repeater crossbow and a secret cannon. That's neat and all, but they aren't as awesome as Dragon Slayer here. God, how does he do this? Okay, the repeater crossbow is
That's
pretty
as good as
cool.
mine.
It can fire a volley of 4 to 5 bolts per second, making it the go-to option for mowing down groups of bad guys. And hey, if you gotta lose your hand, replacing it with a goddamn super gun is the way to go. Even demons are afraid of this thing. See ya, Snakeface! With his collection of weapons and indomitable will, Guts slaughtered everyone and everything in his way. Be it an army of trolls, a supersonic elf fairy, or some Bible thumper whose blows were like cannons. But while Guts took the physical challenges in stride, his mental strife was the different story. He had demons to deal with, literally and figuratively, always tormented by his inner beast of darkness. Guts tried to shoulder this trauma alone, even for a time leaving behind Casca, who survived but was mentally broken. Nothing would replace the comrades Guts lost during the eclipse. However, through his resilience, he eventually saw the dangerous path he was on, and so reunited with Casca and eventually came to depend on new companions. Including pretty boy Serpico. He doesn't look like much, but the guy is fast enough to dodge lightning at speeds over 100 times faster than sound. And Guts has kept up with him more than once. And thanks to the witch Flora, Guts got his deadliest and riskiest asset, the Berserker armor. Oh boy, by shutting down all mental limitations, this armor gives Guts a huge amp in strength. Pain means nothing to him now, and it even heals injuries on the fly. Wait, did I say heal? What I meant was it pierces his torn flesh and broken bones together so he can fight until the actual last drop of blood has left his body. Man, that's hardcore. And extremely risky. Donning the armor has been nearly disastrous for him more than once. Yeah, when he's in a stitched up rage, the beast of darkness is gnawing on his mind, tempting him to go berserk. Bam! Title drop! Guts' tenacity is a sight to behold. He's held back a demonic dragon, withstood being impaled, and even teamed up with a fabled demon swordsman to take down an apostle that can channel lightning. And sliced up a cloud dude in the rawest manga panel ever! Just look at it! If that's not
Damn, that
badass
is
enough
raw.
for you, he would.
Yeah,
That
and
is
he's riding
so
on, and he's riding on a giant fat lizard thing.
Killed a giant sea god from the inside. With its whale, this behemoth created a storm that covered an entire island. The kinetic energy of such a storm is immense. Gauging the size of the island, the energy required to induce such a storm would need to exceed 600 kilotons of TNT. Yeah, that's right. Guts gutted a sea monster whose shout was a natural disaster. He needed to do that and much more to reach Elfhelm, where Casca's lost sanity was finally returned. Things were looking up for the legendary Black Swordsman. But that bastard Griffith just wouldn't leave him alone. No matter how tragic his tale becomes, Guts will persevere for his allies, both past and present. He has new friends, a renewed heart, a badass sword, and the last thing any man, demon, or god wants to do is mess with him. Fuck yeah!
Okay, that was a massive improvement over his last analysis.
On the continent of Fodlan lies the holy kingdom of Fargus, a knightly nation where the youth learn to swing a sword before they can write their own name. Prince Dimitri Alexandra Blathid was no exception. The kid was a prodigy, able to spar with far more experienced warriors, in part because he was a crest bearer, or someone gifted mystical power through the blood of the goddess Sothis. Those born with a crest gain anything from enhanced magic to superhuman strength. At 9 years old, Dimitri could lift giant boulders,
like a
run
girl.
across mountains for hours,
Yeah,
and
looks like a
constantly
freaking
broke
girl.
swords by accident. Most elites who had a crest also had a massive ego, but not Dimitri. Right, Dimitri was strong, but generally kind, like when he gave his childhood friend Edelgard a dagger. An earnest, if odd gift. I got shotgun shells for my first crush. But life took a turn for Dimitri when a mysterious group murdered his dad and a bunch of knights, burning them all in front of him, and leaving the poor kid with some serious survivor's guilt. Guilt that only worsened when the country of Duscur was unjustly blamed for the tragedy. Dimitri lamented that he could not stop Fargus's corrupt nobles. Don't worry though, when those same nobles rebelled a couple years later, he fought them like a beast, slaying them all with sadistic glee. This savage side would emerge when Dimitri was reminded of the tragedy he witnessed. Otherwise, his chivalrous charm remained forefront. With guidance from his dead dad's buddy Rodrigue, Dimitri got into the Garreg Officers Academy, where he led the Blue Lion's house and learned the mystic arts. Well, he's not the most proficient in it, but Dimitri did learn healing and elemental magics, able to call down lightning or even channel it through his weapons, letting him electrocute tons of enemies at once. He learned this and more from everyone's favorite Smash Bros. Character, Professor Byleth.
Oh, you had to make that joke. And
Yeah,
if not, you would have.
They had to. They just had to make that joke. They just had to make the Fire Emblem joke. And the Smash Brothers.
Assuming you picked Dimitri.
Yeah. I was like, half when I was Smash Bros. I was like, what is it, 8 Fire Emblem characters? Well, so far we only have 1.
We have 9 Fire Emblem characters.
Blue Lions when you played Fire Emblem Three Houses. We're getting a little meta here, but his story turns out very differently depending on the path chosen. Aside from the Blue Lions, there's Edelgard's Black Eagles, and the Golden Deer, led by the crafty Claude Von Regan, aka the Best House. Well, that band of goofy misfits, the Black Eagles are a far more cohesive unit. Now, fear the deer, Wiz! You have no idea what you're talking about.
Ashen Wolves for
Wow,
life,
racism
losers.
on Death Battle is crazy.
Of course Jocelyn picks the Goths. Anyway, in Dimitri's route, he mastered...
By the way, I'm totally Blue Lions.
all manner of weapons.
Blue Line, same, and it's because I kind of like Dimitri.
Some use poison, and others are used to slay giant monsters. But all of them made Dimitri an ace at warfare, especially when Byleth taught him some special skills. The seal movement technique stops foes in their tracks. Frozen Lance skewers enemies with ice, and Swordbreaker boosts evasion against blade users. To top it off, Dimitri can enter an awakened state for even more power. Dimitri led his classmates through thick and thin, but everything changed when he suspected the one behind the tragedy of Duscur was his old dagger friend, Edelgard. Dun dun dun! To end Fodlan's oppressive crest system, Edelgard and her empire declared war on Fargus and the Church of Seros. Dimitri could be cruel before, but after this betrayal, he snapped, vowing to kill every last one of them. For 5 years, he slaughtered the enemy, all to appease the voices that called for Edelgard's head. He's not exaggerating. Dimitri truly believes his dead loved ones cry to him, unable to know peace until he claims vengeance. As if prince-turned-murderer hobo wasn't scary enough, he wields the ultimate lance, the hero's relic, Eredfar. Forged from the bones of dragon-like Nabateans, Eredfar is much stronger than ordinary metal. It can pierce any armor with its signature move, Atrocity, and only crestbearers can wield it without mutating into a monstrous black beast. With his lance, Dimitri kept killing, but no bloodshed could calm his mind. He reached peak war crimes, torturing an enemy commander in blind rage. But when his actions led to Rodrigue making the ultimate sacrifice, Dimitri was broken, terrified of yet another voice haunting him. Except this time, he had his professor to help him out. We really gotta pay teachers more, y'all. Dimitri still felt hatred for Edelgard, but looked past it to the friends and kingdom he neglected, and made a choice. Instead of killing every last one of them, he would save every last one by retaking Fargus's capital. A task this wretch-turned-savior king had the strength to do. Dimitri has dodged meteors going Mach 60, decimated a squad of soldiers with one spear throw, and defeated a wizard from the magic Illuminati. This is Talus, whose power shook a futuristic underground city. And Dimitri just walked through his magic like it was nothing. Dimitri's also more than a match for Edelgard, who, in her route, bested the Archbishop of the Church of Seros, Rhea. This is important because after dragging it up, Rhea survived 2 exploding javelins of light, aka magic nukes. Jeez, and Dimitri can fight on her level? Indeed, but in the end, despite half a decade of slaughter, Dimitri was hesitant to kill Edelgard, in part from learning she wasn't responsible for the tragedy. Still, both monarchs had ideas for Fodlan that were simply incompatible.
And then Edelgard pulled a fast one with that old dagger present. Dimitri definitely felt that irony.
The war was over, and with his allies at his side, Dimitri claimed his place as a just king.
Unless, you picked a different house. His story
Yeah.
doesn't end very happy in those.
But though the voices
But don't worry, those are not canon. I
Mhm.
think.
of the dead will haunt
Yeah, it's kind of like Infamous, a little bit like I
Dimitri
said.
until his final breath,
Yeah.
so long as he has his friends, conviction, and compassion for the living, he will find peace.
All right, who do you guys think wins?
I think I have my bets on Guts.
I'm going with Dimitri, but I also want to go with Guts mainly because of the whole meme. He fights people stronger than him almost all the time.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna say that I'm definitely rooting for both. But I'm gonna say Guts because even though I am aware Dimitri is more powerful than Guts, but that's the problem. Guts wins because plot. Jokes aside, I'm gonna say Dimitri despite outside this stupid ass meme.
I'm saying Dimitri.
But I haven't really paid attention to much of Dimitri's analysis just then, but that one speed feat they mentioned with him being able to dodge things at like Mach 60
Yeah, it
or
was
something like that.
slower. It was slower than Guts'.
Yeah, that's like over 2 times slower than the one that they had given to Guts, and that's like one of
it
the
was
main
about two. It
reasons
was
I
like
think
two
Guts wins.
times. It was 2 times slower, and I don't think that they gave him like a good enough like strength calc. So I don't. So I don't really think that. But I do think that they messed up with Dimitri's analysis a little bit. As far as I know, Fire Emblem characters are like faster than light.
Yeah, limit.
I feel like then logically Dimitri should win, but going by
Logically,
what Death Battle has decided to show, I feel like Guts will take it.
Yeah, Guts is
Alright, but,
probably gonna take it with that, but I'm still going with Dimitri.
Yeah, but if Guts did win and not Dimitri, Lemon, can you add that one scene from Despicable Me where Gru was laughing at his neighbor for saying, "Nuts are dead." Can you add that? That would be perfect.
Can you send me that clip? I'll be adding that as soon as the fight's over.
I'll give it to you when we're done with VC. Does that work?
All right.
Lil
Alright.
Bugsy, why did you just DM me an image of one of the minions with big kneecaps?
What the
I did
hell?
not
Why'd
do
you do
that.
that, Bugsy?
I did not do that. You said this. You sick freak.
Are you?
Bugsy, you better quit doing that right now, bro. I swear to God.
Can you guys give me a second? I need to like mute one of my servers. All right, there we go.
Bugsy, you sick freak. I'm gonna have to block you
Alright.
if you keep doing that, man.
I did not do shit.
Oh my
I mean,
god!
we did
You
it
also sent me an image of Sonic the Hedgehog, but he had like a really big humanoid nose.
Oh my god!
Almost
Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after
Moving on. This is starting to a full on shit fest, and I love it.
We'll quit talking about, we'll talk about this after we're done recording.
All right, go.
I think two things. One, goes into a track. It's legitimately awesome. It's not just Fireborn, but it's definitely second place. And it literally sounds like a Ruby track for some reason. I don't know why, but and also Ben said this had probably the best ending that they have ever made. So yeah, I know this is gonna be a classic.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all abilities.
It's time for a death battle.
The death battle.
It's time for a death battle.
100 men strong. What drives your slaughter? Save the high and mighty crap till you're dead.
Also, when they if in case this was 30, I was worried on how Guts would look, but actually he doesn't look half bad.
The thing is that they're probably using the model from like the Guts game from like 2016, I think. like the Berserk game from like 2016, which I think probably has like the best 3D model for Guts, even though that's not a high bar to beat.
Yeah, especially since it looks like it's from the CG animated anime.
All right, all right, all right. No more pausing. Let's enjoy this fight.
Okay, warning guys, legitimately the most hilarious facial expression is gonna come up in a little bit.
How dare you! I will tear your head from your shoulders! The dead must have their revenge!
Stop that.
Go to hell!
Stop that.
Bastard. Avenge us. Promise, I'll kill them, all of them, down to the last one.
Was that the Call of Duty zombie sound effect? That had to be the Call of Duty zombie scream. I swear to God.
Enough of this! This is it!
His life.
Still standing?
Oh my god, he died.
So we're both shackled to the dead. You foul beasts will not have his soul!
Okay, so let me get this straight. Guts died because of exhaustion, and Dimitri wants to realizes what's going on and wants to avenge him. That's nice.
Oh.
Okay.
That's nice.
That kind of reminds me of that Magneto versus
I don't know what's scarier,
other guy.
Dimitri the demon or
That one
Guts
Death Battle
still standing
episode.
there. He
Yeah.
was a badass till the end.
Being
You
fast
know,
enough
where
to
he
dodge
like thanks
lightning,
Magneto
Guts
for killing
actually
him
had
or
a
something.
slight speed advantage
Yeah.
over Dimitri, though skills like
That's like
steel
over 2
movement
times,
and
yeah,
Swordbreaker
slight
helped
speed
Dimitri
advantage.
close the gap.
And while Dimitri had some minor healing magic to fall back on, it wasn't gonna compete with the raw endurance from the Berserker armor.
Still, Dimitri's absurd strength and wider pool of weapons and abilities gave him plenty of ways to wear Guts down. Against Dimitri's electricity magic, Guts' sword and armor were vulnerable conductors, making every clash an opportunity to electrocute him.
Sure, Guts has defeated lightning callers before, but he needed help. Not to mention moves like Atrocity can pierce through armored foes, bypassing half the point of wearing the Berserker armor.
Guts could power through some of Eredfar's damage, but he wasn't invincible and could not heal from fatal wounds.
Then there's both fighters' raw power. Slaying demons is really impressive, obviously, but not always on par with magic nukes.
Remember, in Edelgard's route, she defeated Rhea, who survived 2 Javelins of Light. In Dimitri's route, he defeated Edelgard, while she was a powered-up crest monster. that happened.
So, if Rhea could take on the Javelins of Light, Dimitri should be at a similar level. So, let's find out how strong a Javelin is.
In Fodlan's lore, several javelins decimated a forest, forming the Valley of Torment. However, the exact number of javelins used to create the valley was never given, making the power of an individual javelin unclear.
But we do know the javelins in this attack were supposed to hit the Garrigmok Monastery, until the goddess Sothis noped them away and they hit the forest instead.
We also know that the Javelins of Light are not limitless, with typically no more than 6 being used at once, even against structures similar in size to Garrigmok.
So, if a similar amount were used in the attack that made the valley, each javelin would pack a payload that's over 3 gigatons of TNT.
Even if we severely lowballed this and said the destruction was divided between 10, 50, or even 100 different Javelins of Light, surviving 2 javelins would still be greater than the best of Guts' feats, even scaled to the Sea God. Guts' persistence meant he wouldn't go down easy, but against Dimitri's inhuman strength, devastating abilities, and fervent willpower, it was just a matter of time before the vengeful king wore through him.
Saying it makes me berserk, but Guts could only go so far,
Hey, Wiz, remember when we said Guts 6 stumped a nightmare because plot? That's right, Boomstick.
Hey, Wiz. Not gonna
The
lie,
winner
this one
is Dimitri Alexandra Blathid.
Alright, so Guts didn't win because plot. But, what do you guys think is the next time?
I'm continuing to predict this. Kira versus Adachi.
Yeah,
I don't have predictions, but I would be really happy if it was a Guilty Gear matchup because I've been getting really into that.
I would like that. Chip versus Bang is probably like my most wanted Guilty Gear matchup.
Yeah, fair enough. But about Kira versus Adachi, like I think it's gonna be. I do agree with that, and I think it's gonna be the man in the suit. And I am worried that it might be. I did say it's gonna be Bowser versus Eggman, but I think it's gonna be the spiked beaker because Mysterio versus Scarecrow is off the table now. And but however, outside of Man Suit, I could also see it outside being Kira versus Adachi, being Perry versus Skipper. That could be a pretty neat surprise. But yeah, well, let's see what the quote-unquote mid-season finale is to quote-unquote end the first half and quote-unquote put it on mid-season break. But yeah, guys, just pretend that the next time is going to be the mid-season finale.
I already saw one of my messages and said the next time is pretty disappointing, so I'm hoping that they're wrong and maybe personal opinions. Dear God, don't let this be another Phoenix versus Raven, please, dear God.
Who said it was made Reggie?
Wait, say it again?
That would suck, but guy.
I said who said the next time was made Reggie?
No, someone from like another one of my servers.
Oh, okay.
All right, please let it be good. All right, play it.
I was fixing to say because Reggie always be spoiling stuff for no reason.
He would think that you would at least watch the episode. All right, let's go. Let's continue it. What is it?
Guys, let's pretend that the next time is the mid-season finale, and the season did start in March, and we were to wait for like 3 months for episode 9. But
yeah. All right, let's pretend that. All right.
If the next time sucks, I'm gonna lose it.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We have a new death battle releasing every 2 weeks this year. And click the join button to get new perks and
if
extra
it's Spawn
content.
versus Demi
Planet level
Fiend,
members
I'm gonna
can see
lose
death
it.
battles before anyone else, so don't
I'll
miss
be
out.
so mad. Oh.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm sorry, what? Huh?
Again! Come
What the hell? What the hell? What the actual fuck? What the hell?
I've never seen this guy get boosted over any death battle matchup until now.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this? What the hell? What the hell? They can't keep getting away with it. Come on.
Not the cake shit. And what is that?
What the frick?
I hope they eventually start running out of Marvel and DC characters to pit up against each other.
And that won't exist as long as Marvel and DC exist, bro. I am in tears right now. Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer out of all the damn options.
Again, and only that.
Good lord, the death battle just before this one was already a Marvel versus DC matchup. Like, wait a minute, chill out.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Chill out on the Marvel versus DC matchups. Good
Oh
lord.
my god.
Martian Manhunter versus Piccolo. That makes more sense. That makes more sense than fucking Silver Surfer. Especially the fact that
Martian Manhunter versus who?
Martian Manhunter versus Piccolo.
Piccolo?
That makes way more sense than this shit.
I mean, I don't know, like, green alien dudes, that's the only thing I can come up with. As, like, connections for Martian Manhunter and Piccolo.
Out of all the damn options, why did it have to be the most boringest shit I have ever seen in my life?
And in my opinion, that just sums up this entire season.
To be honest, it's slightly better than Martian Manhunter versus Vision because they're both pretty much similar. But this is slightly better, and it's not a high bar to beat.
I don't fucking know, guys. Like, but
it really don't get no worse than this. That's crazy.
I just
all right. I'll be recording that for next week and for the week after.
But you guys, you guys, I think that they should have saved either Rivera versus Obito or Guts versus Dimitri as a quote unquote mid-season finale. As that would have been a better way to end off the first half.
Yeah, true.
Yo, Bugsy, thank you for deleting that image of Sonic the Hedgehog with the big nose. Thank you.
Okay, I'm trying to change the topic from what the fuck just happened.
He deleted it from our DMs, and I'm just thanking him for it, so I don't have to see it every time I open them up.
Can we, guys? Jugo versus Springtrap better be the Halloween special.
Oh dear God, no! No, it better be Nero versus Hellboy or Spawn versus Ghost Rider. It better be one of that.
Yeah, but guys, about the I am more that January Spring that the Cross and Bones is most likely gonna be Spawn versus Cervantes. Not to mention it could also be Indiana Jones versus Jack Sparrow or Whitebeard or a One Piece matchup. But what if the Cross and Bones means undead rather than a pirate matchup, and with the FNAF movie coming out and
oh my god! I don't think anyone expected this at all. Oh my
Jumbo
god!
Josh versus Huggy Wuggy for Death Battle 2023. That's crazy.
Oh my god! This was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Freak out if Jumbo Josh is on Death Battle.
Can we okay, despite the weird that me thinking that Jigger vs. Springtrap is gonna be a Halloween special, and despite that absolute abortion of a next time, what do you guys think about the episode?
All right, I think it's like a 9 out of 10. I love the animation. I think I got everything I wanted from that.
I fucking loved it. Like this is exactly what I wanted out of a Guts run back. And even though I really want Guts versus Claire to happen when Berserk ends, I wouldn't be shocked if they were to be able to top this. But this episode was great.
One of the reasons why they just couldn't do Guts versus Claire is because Claire doesn't have a 3D model.
Well, the problem here. Well,
see, that's how you can tell that they only put like a few days worth of effort into their animations. They can't even make their own models.
Yeah,
like they've been doing this for over a decade. I think that should be the easiest part of it all.
Okay, guys. I'm just disappointed that the next time doesn't have new franchise because I'm really craving those ever since I came up with that new franchise for every video thing.
At least the streak is pretty much over. The streak is over. A returning character for the past 3 episodes.
I still hope that means we're gonna get Spawn. I hope that is building up the Spawn versus Ghost Rider and Bowser versus Eggman.
Yep.
But
And I'm,
But
hoping,
yeah,
I'm hoping for a Devil May Cry fight this season, just because you haven't had one of those in like years.
I can see that happening for next year. Who knows?
Yeah,
Goku versus Superman 3.
Dear God, no! I'd rather have Superman versus Optimus Prime.
Yikes.
Anyways, guys, Bren, what do you think?
What
Staple.
did you think of the episode?
I think it was a big step up from Darth Vader versus Obito, but I think they really need to put a little more effort into their 3D animations as opposed to everything else. I just think sometimes it looks a little stiff and it needs a little more flair in my opinion. But other than that, I think it's pretty good.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think it was a good episode.
We can all agree that it should have been Martian Manhunter versus Piccolo. What instead?
I'm just
Like,
biased for any Dragon Ball Z matchup. So yeah.
Anyways, bye guys.
All right, see ya.
Well, guys, later, Boxy. We'll talk about all this. Never mind.
He just left.